recovery. We have a renowned debt recovery agency who's growing day by day, MNS Credit Management Group Private Limited, and we have with us Madam Manjusha Tailong, who is Credit Relationship Manager. MNS Credit Group is in a lot of services, but the main services that they do for the international trade is the debt collection agency. They have presence in more than 170 countries, and they have a very reliable way of collecting the debt. So to know about more about the procedures and the intricacies, we will now request Madam Manjusha to join us and take us through the PPT. Thank you, Madam, for joining us today. Welcome to you.
Thank you so much, Soma ma'am. A very good evening to one and all present here. Myself, Manjusha Tailong, and I'm working in capacity of Senior Manager Client Relation with the MNS Credit Management Group since last 6 years. And today I'm here to present about credit management solutions. So I'll just share my screen. Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. You can make full screen.
Yeah. So as we all know that apart from selling the products in the market, products and services in the market, the main concern for any businessman is to get paid timely. So whenever you are selling any products, there's a constant pressure till you get your money back. Yeah, isn't it? So after, I'm sure after hearing ECGC's presentation, half of your stress must have already gone, because now you know that someone is there who is covering this risk. But particularly for exporters, most of us present in this presentation are exporters only. So mainly this pressure is there on all the exporters till we get the foreign currency back after we do exports and all. Because whenever you're doing any export transaction, you are equally answerable to RBI and your bank and all. So till you get your money back, this pressure will always be there. So in our presentation, we'll be covering about how a debt recovery agency can help you out in getting your rightful money back, which is stuck in the market. So in my presentation, I'll be covering about how a debt collection agency can assist in recovering the stuck money, which is already stuck in the international market. Then the international collection methods and treatments. Then what are the risks involved in international markets, and a brief about our company, that is MNS Credit Management Group. So as we all know that nowadays market is full of challenges and risks. And when it comes to international market, our risk and challenges are beyond imagination. Although on one hand, with various export promotional programs, export opportunities are increasing, but at the same time, overseas debts are also increasing many-fold, because there are many challenges when we doing any export in any country. All the countries have their own governing rules, regulations, laws, different cultures, languages, so which makes the task very, very complicated. And also there is the legal, when the legal aspects are involved, it can be very tricky when you are not knowing about the compliance laws and all. So giving that background, we call, debt collection is a specialized craft which can be very well managed by a professional debt collection agency. So here comes the need for involving a debt collection agency. When your money gets stuck in the overseas market, to overcome all these challenges, you can always involve a collection agency to recover your bad debts. Now, here we have listed out few reasons why we should hire a debt collection agency, or to put it in other words, these are the factors which makes a debt collection agency efficient in recovering the debt. So first and foremost reason is local presence. So since the debt collection agencies have the local presence in that country, so which makes the difference. When your money is stuck in an international market, the buyer is already knows that at the most what you can do is you can make a call or you can send an email and also, which can easily be avoided by them. But when you are involving a debt collection agency who is having a local presence in that country, it will have an impact on the buyer and it will create a pressure also. Then the second point is geographical barrier. So while involving a debt collection agency, geographical barriers like language, time difference, you can overcome these barriers, because a debt collection agency is well aware of the local laws, regulations. They are aware of the local languages and time differences and all. Then third is local law barrier. Laws and legal proceedings are significantly differ across the globe. So an agency who is having knowledge of the local laws and system can turn the game. And the next is time and money. So while collecting a debt can be a very, very long and time-taking process. So when we engage a debt collection agency, your staff can focus on the core activities, while this debt collection part can be taken care by a professional collection agencies. And then the expert advice. So if you involve a debt collection agency to recover the bad debts from the market, you will keep on getting professional advices from them. Like they will keep on advising you when to negotiate, when to not, when to file a case against them, when to issue a legal notice and all. So you'll keep on getting this expert advice from a collection agency. Then these are few risks, which is I think already covered by in ECGC's presentation. But in our presentation, we will discuss where a debt collection agency can be of assistance and where they cannot be. So first is commercial risk. So this is any risk when the buyers, when you have exported the material to any country and the buyer is just not paying you because of any reason. Then a debt collection agency can definitely be of assistance to you. They can very well assist in recovering your debts. Then the next is risk of fraud. So while doing international business, one has to be very, very prudent. So generally, if any trade is done with the intention of fraud, then it becomes very difficult to trace the defaulters. So while any fraud is involved or transaction is made with the intention of fraud, there the recovery chances becomes bleak, and debt recovery agency cannot be of any help to you. Then the other is currency exchange risk. So adverse movements in exchange rates are inherent risk of doing business in overseas market and can lead to a loss of earnings on profit. But you can protect yourself by booking forward currency contracts. And talking about the involvement of collection agencies for overcoming this risk, in many countries we are very successfully we have successfully helped exporters in overcoming this risk, like countries like Nigeria. There the priority is being given to the lawyers, and we have our own lawyer who is stationed in Nigeria. So they collect the amount in the trust account and then they transfer to the client's account. But in the countries like Lebanon, we do not have any control over it. And nowadays, like Sri Lanka is also facing the same problem and challenge. So talking about the currency risk, we partially yes, we can help, and there are many countries where we cannot help also. But in if any currency deficiency is there in any market, you can always push your buyer to deposit the money in the local currency and get it earmarked. So once the currency is earmarked, whenever there is available currency in that country, whenever the dollar availability will there, automatically the amount will be transferred to your account. And till that time, the buyer cannot use that funds in any other transaction. So that also can help you out with this. Then the next is cyber risk. So this is very prevalent in the market nowadays. And talking about our experience in such cases, we could do successful settlement in few cases, but full recovery in such kind of cases are really not possible. We'll have to, settle at some lower amounts only. And then the political risk. This is an uncertain political environment, like the country having trade embargo, civil war, or political violence could result in default in payment. So while it is impossible to predict the occurrence of such specific events, but trade with the countries having existing problems can be avoided. And in such events, debt collection agency might also not be of any much help to you. And then the next is operating risk. So exporters needs to be very familiar with the operating environment of overseas market, and as the first step they should always try to arrange a collection of this business information reports while doing any business with the country, so that you get more information about the practices in that country. And then risk arising out of foreign laws. So legal parameters and procedures can significantly differ across the globe. So due diligence through some local law firms or legal advice to understand the legal position. And here debt collection agencies can very well assist you with. Now, these are few tips with the help of which you can, minimize the risk. The first is change in terms and time. So whenever you are doing any overseas transaction, and whenever you are exporting any product in the market, at times you might face where buyer can push you to change the terms and conditions. So that is a very alarming situation. So while doing any change in the terms and conditions, or while doing any change in any contract, you have to be very sure what are the intentions behind it. And if you are having any credit insurance policy, so you should always go back to the insurance companies. You can ask them, you can take their consent before doing such changes, and it has to be very well documented. Otherwise, it will be a big problem while recovering the amount. So next is clear payment terms. Whenever we are signing any purchase orders or doing any contract with the buyers, payment terms has to be very clear. It should not be any vague. Payment terms should not be vague. It has to be very specific and very clear. So while you will demand any money, you have to be always, you can refer those clauses in while demanding your money. And the next is penalties in delayed payment. So you can always try to add a clause saying or specifying the penalties. So when the buyer will not pay in time, so what penalties you are going to impose them when they will not pay, so that if at all time any need arise, you can ask the principal amount along with interest and cost. Then ensure timely delivery. So whenever when whatever time has been specified and agreed upon, you have to ensure it. Or if by any chance, if the consignment is getting delayed, please get the consent and consent from the buyer that the consignment has got delayed, but still if it is okay with them to accept the consignment or not. Because in many cases we have seen they buyers will take the consignment, they'll take the consignment in their possession, and eventually they will say that they have not received the consignment in time, so that's why they had to incur the loss, and that's why they are not in a position to pay. So if the consignment gets delayed, please take permission in advance whether they are willing to accept such consignments or not, so that tomorrow after getting the consignment there should not be any confusion and problem. Next is ensure relations between buyer and consignee. Many a times buyer and consignees are different, so on a safer side you can always check the relation between both the parties. And then in doing any exports, you have to ensure proper documentations. Each and every document has to be in place. Any document, because many times we have seen exporters export the goods without without receiving any purchase order. It is all verbal. So in international market, it becomes very risky if you are doing the exports without having proper documentations. And last is test reports. If you are selling any products in the market, it is always advisable to get a third party test done before sending any goods. So tomorrow if any quality related issues are raised, so you have proper documents with you, defending your stand that the goods were sent to them properly only. Now to recover any bad debt, there are two ways. One is through amicably, and other is through by proceeding in a legal manner. So while doing amicable settlement process, so these are the few highlights how an amicable settlement works. So during amicable settlement process, our first step is to conduct a preliminary investigation on the debtor company, wherein we try to check the background of the debtor company, wherein we try to check whether they are still into the market doing business, or if any adverse information and all. Or we even try to check about the background of the company by pulling a credit report on that company. And after getting a credit report and after conducting the background check, we strategize the recovery efforts. And after after doing this preliminary investigation done, we sign up the agreements with the clients, and after that we initiate our recovery process. So recovery process includes following up by telecoms, emails, face-to-face meetings wherever it is possible. And then in case the debtors respond positively, we try to get a proposal from them, which we send to the clients for their consents. And if the debtor does not respond positively, then legal notices are being issued, warning letters are being sent. So while doing all these attempts, we try to bring both the parties on the negotiation table. We try to establish the facts, what exactly is stopping them from making the payment, and what exactly is the issue. Try to identify the problems. We try to sort it out with them in a very, very amicable and professional manner. So these are the steps we use to recover any amount amicably. But if any amicable attempts gets failed, then the ultimate remedy would be to file a legal case only. So every country has their own regulations, so we'll have to proceed legally by the law of the land only. But many times we have seen that the companies go into liquidation or insolvency. So there you have to file your claim with the appointed liquidator. Their first step would be to explore who is the appointed liquidator in that for that case. Then you'll have to file a claim with the liquidator to ensure you get your part of money. And if the company is into reorganization and administration process, same process will be followed. You'll have to file your claim with the administrator. Many times clients have arbitration clause with the buyers. Then if any arbitration clause is there in the agreement, then before filing a case, of course you'll have to file for an arbitration. So a professional law firm can help you out with that. Or otherwise if nothing is mentioned, as simply civil suits can be filed against the company. And yes, many times we have seen that whenever you are filing any case in the court, immediately debtor comes up with a counterclaims. So this also has to be keep in mind before you opt for this process, that if we will file any case against the debtor, then there is a high chance that debtor will come up with a counterclaim to avoid making payment, which can be a costly affair. So before you make up your mind to proceed legally, first you have to check if any counterclaim arises, then what will be the cost, because it might go beyond principal amount only also. So after evaluating all these facts only, you can take your decision. Now, these are few factors which affects debt collection process. First is delay in receiving case by MNS from the exporters. So generally we have seen that exporters approaches us at a very late, when they already tried all their means from their side, then only they come up with the, filing a case with us. So at times there are many reasons behind it. At times the debtors keep on giving you assurances that they will pay, and exporters keep on believing their words. So when till a particular time, I mean, you can fix up a limit to that. Till a particular time, you can give them time. Otherwise, if they fail to make the payment within a particular time, then of course it is very important to approach your debt collection agency timely. So we have to understand here is that the longer an amount remains unpaid, the lower is the possibility that it will be collected. So it is very important to approach a collection agency within time. And then the next factor which is affecting the debt collection process is delayed consent from the exporter on available proposals received from the buyer. So when the case is assigned to us, we immediately start our pre-legal efforts. and for the entire amount. We do regular follow-ups with the debtor, maintaining pressure on him to remit the payment. Debtor at times, agrees to pay the amount, but put some conditions to it, like they want to pay in installments, they want to pay a lesser amount, they seek some discounts maybe. But at times after receipt of proposal also, exporters takes time to come up with a decision. So if any proposal is there, we really want a decision to be taken very quickly. Otherwise, we end up getting very less amount, or at times debtor even abscond after giving the proposal. So we have to act very swiftly in such kind of cases. Then next is no consent on litigation, where we have seen many cases where we given suggestions to the exporters to file a legal case. There we do not get consent from the exporters. So this is the main challenge we face. And then next is hiding of information or documents. So many times we have seen that while assigning any case to a debt collection agencies, exporters do not come up with a complete picture. They keep on hiding some of the information. So we have to understand that debt collection agencies like a doctor for the bad debts. So a doctor will be able to treat your illness well only if they will be knowing each and every information about the illness. So same concept applies with the debt collection agency also. We will be able to assist you well only if we knows each and every fact about the case. So it is very important to tell each and every detail of the case upfront only, and not to hide any information. And the last is avoidable interference by the exporters in debt collection process. So when a debt collection agency is on the job, they interact with the buyer. When the case is on the advanced stage, there it is always very high possibility that buyer tries to approach the exporters directly, and then exporters also entertains them. So it is always advisable to avoid a direct interaction when a collection agency is on the job, as it dilutes the pressure which is being created. Now these are few more tips which you can apply while doing any overseas export. First is noting and protesting. Always, wherever it is possible, we should always try to get the bill of exchange noted, protested, because it becomes a very important and strong legal document. Then the contract terms needs to be very, very stringent and not vague. We should always try to get advance, or at least a part payment in advance, or with a letter of credit. Then bill of lading should not be surrendered unless we have a surety for the payment. And last is that exporter should always take adequate margin of time in supply. So if any specific date is there, you have to take always cushion period in your hand while delivering the goods. Yeah, so this is a bit background about MNS Credit Management Group. So MNS Credit Management Group can assist you in a most professional manner in recovering the bad debts from the countries, and we are also involved in business information reports. So MNS Credit Management Group is one of the prominent international collection firm for India since last 1996. From past couple of decades, we are into this business, and we offer services in debt collection as well as in business information reports. We are headquartered in Delhi and having our branches in Pan India, around 10 branches we have. Then we have a team of attorneys and chartered accountants, management graduates and financial professionals who have a good experience of around 30 years, and they work on your files. And then debt collections are managed through multilingual collection specialist in MNS. And we are empaneled with many credit insurers, transactional banks, financial institutes world over. So these are our two services which we provide. One is credit management service, which includes commercial debt collection. So we can very well assist in domestic as well as overseas debt collections. Now there is first party collection, where just invoices are being raised and immediately given to us for collections. So such kind of collections we call first party collections, which is we would do it in a way soft manner. And the next is company formation in India, and last is legal advisory service also we provide. Then talking about our other line of business is business information reports. So we provide business information reports, which is being supplied to many insurance companies, MNCs, and all the nationalized many nationalized banks. And then authentication and verification service, which is being mainly used by B2B portals. Then claim investigation reports, which are mainly used by the insurance companies. And then we provide due diligence reports also. So this is specially used where people want to appoint a distributor and they want to know more and detailed reports. So that there we can help you out also. So this is a bit background about the TCM group. So MNS Credit Management Group is a shareholder of TCM Group. So having association with TCM Group, we have our approach in around 170 plus countries. So they are headquartered in Iceland and we are the shareholders for them in India. So this is a graphical representation of our amicable settlement process. So whenever we get a new case, it is immediately registered in our system. So our first step is to verify the address present situation of the debtor company. We pull out the credit reports. Then after pulling out the credit reports, we strategize our recovery efforts. And after this, we start making, initiating our recovery efforts, which includes calls, emails, reminders, and, issuing legal notices and all. If the debtors responds positively, then we try to obtain the proposal in writing with them. But if we do not get any positive response, then we might think of sending them a legal notice also. And if the debtor disputes, we take the comments from the clients, then we come back, we write them immediately, denying all their claims and all. So, but after that, if we get any proposal, we come back to the client and we give the proposal to them for their consent. Once we receive the consent, we immediately get it processed. But if our amicable settlement attempts get failed, then we explore the possibilities for litigation. There we try to check the background and check check whether it will be worthwhile to proceed even legally or not. So because at times we feel that debtor do not have sufficient assets or liquidity with them. There we might not even suggest filing legal case. So if any such cases arise, then simply after doing all our attempts, we simply close the file. Then these are broad terms on which we sign the agreement with the clients. So as the first point says, we use the best efforts to collect the delinquent amount in a most ethical and legal manner. Then no legal proceedings are initiated without client written authorization. Then whenever we receive any payment, we always push the debtors to make payments directly to the clients. We do not collect in our account directly. And without client's written consent, we do not have authority to do any compromise settlement. And we work on contingency fee basis, that is no recovery, no fee. So we will be raising our invoice and charging you anything only if any recovery happens. Before recovery, we do not charge anything. And then we always try to recover the principal amount along with interest and cost. Though the possibilities to recover interest and costs are always very bleak, but we always try from our side, and it is always a pressure tactic. And generally we take up the case for 6 months for amicable settlement. Now, these are our USPs we call, this is why we call it a win-win situation for our client. So first is we work on contingency fee basis, as I just told you that no recovery, no fee. We do not charge you anything if no recovery happens. So we are a kind of one-stop solutions for cross-border and cross-jurisdiction debt collection problems. Then we use most efficient and effective debt collection processes and gives very fast result. And we always keep our clients informed about the developments of the case. Now, this is a brief about our other service, that is business information reports. So we have the database which covers around 300 million of Indian and overseas companies in-house and through excellent global network. Then our reports are of very excellent quality, very easy to understand also. And of course, our business information reports are very cost effective in the market, and which gives a clear picture of the subject company. it gives there is a page says report at glance, where you get the main points captured on the first page itself, and our reports are very accurate and reliable. Now these are the associations with which our company is associated with. To name a few is TCM Group, FENCA, FCI and all, PhD Chamber of Commerce, at FIEO, etc. And these are our contact details. So if you have any query, anything, you can always reach out on this numbers given, and I think it will be given to you after ending this presentation also. So this is all from our side, and I request if you have any question related to recovery process or anything related to us, so we'll be very happy to answer it, sir. Minu ma'am, you are on mute.
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry. Okay. So, ma'am, there are some raise of hands. I'll check the chat box also. So we'll take the hand raise first. Mr. Parag Parker, please unmute.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your session. I have one question. See, now you are talking about your agency. This is on the we need to contact after defaulters of the things, or we have to initiate before that. What is actually the case?
Sir, agency, debt recovery agency always comes into the picture once the debt becomes overdue. I mean, once the buyer defaults the payment, then you can approach us.
And what are the documents we need to share with you, and what is the process, and what is the payment? Suppose if you recovered my 1 crore of debt, okay, which was there since last 6 months or 7, whatever the reason, because of some reason. So once we feel that we are unable to now recover that, so we will come to you. So yes, what are the percentage you are taking out of that, ma'am?
Yeah, so sir, it varies and depends on case to case basis, but it should be somewhere between 20 to 25%. Okay.
And you cover the worldwide, because whatever the branches you have told, you are in Vietnam, two offices, but you cover in the worldwide?
Yes. As I told you, we are a part of TCM Group, so we have our approach in around 170 plus countries, and we are one of the empaneled agencies with ECGC also. So whenever any default is being registered with ECGC, they will always ask you to approach some DCA also. So we are one of the empaneled agencies with ECGC, and we cover around 170 plus countries.
Okay, so do you have the same defaulter list with you around the world, which was already defaulted people, just
actually,
like we have?
Yeah. So we have a huge database since we are into this business from past couple of decades. So we ourselves has a huge database. So if we have handled any case against any particular buyer, so immediately it will reflect in our system.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Kamal Preet, please unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi, sir.
Hi, ma'am. Thank you for the information. Ma'am, I need to know that if there is a risk of fraud, if we do import or export in a particular country like China, what are the ways taken by our third-party company for China region? And why I'm asking you this is because I have worked in India Business Center in Beijing, and I used to go to Indian Embassy every day, pre-COVID. I know this. And Indian Embassy will never help in these things. And right now I'm working in Chinese company, local Chinese company, and they have defaulted with the Finnish company last year due to COVID. And I know how they changed their company names, business license, and everything. So if I open my own export company so that I can export Indian products to China, how your company can protect me, especially for China region? Because you can't do the court case, right?
Exactly. That's why it is very important to always get a business information reports made before you are dealing with any particular company. So it will really help you out whether you are dealing with the right company or not. But at times, yes, it becomes very difficult to figure out whether that company is genuine or fraud. So as I mentioned in my presentation also, if a particular transaction is being done with the intentions of fraud only, then it becomes very difficult to recover the amount, because after defaulting the money, they'll go underground. It will be very difficult to even trace them out. So it's in such scenario, it becomes, amicable settlement would definitely not be possible if the business is, if the transaction is made with the intentions of fraud. Even going legal also will not help you out much if the the data has already gone underground.
But ma'am, in China, sometimes it's very difficult. I can find out details in their Paitu that all the business license and all the paid up capital and all the information. But if fraud happens, they are gone.
Exactly. That's what I
And no one
mentioned,
can
that
help
it
us.
becomes
Even
very
Indian
difficult
embassy
to
doesn't
even
help us.
trace them out.
And even the Indian embassy doesn't help us. So is there any organization who collects the blacklist buyers or sellers from China region, like through embassies or customs, so that it can help the importers and exporters of India?
As of now, I do not have. I don't think we have any database regarding this, but definitely we can explore this point, and we'll get back to you on this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, there is a question in the chat box from Madam Deepika. She says, if there are some old issues like for the year 2017-18, can we discuss those issues with MNS? What are the possibilities of its solutions as those are old?
Yeah, exactly. If the debts are old, we have to really see whether the debt is within limitation or not. But definitely, discuss. We can review the case to case basis. You can share the documents with us. We can review it, and then we can get back to you with the possibilities if the settlement through us can be possible or not. Because there we'll have to specifically check whether the company still exists or not. So if the company is still into the business, definitely we can make attempts.
Deepika, madam, I think your question is answered. She says thank you. All right. Any more questions, please? Maybe you can put it in the chat box. I can read the question for you. Madam, is there?
Any more questions? Any queries? Chat, take clear.
Chats are also done, ma'am.
One question was there. If there are some old issues like for the year 17-18.
It's done, ma'am. It's done.
Done?
Madam has answered.
Any more queries?
Yes, Mr. Prashant.
There is a hand raised, Mr. Prashant.
Hello, ma'am. Actually,
you want to unmute him?
Can you
It's
hear
done.
me?
Yes.
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, my question is not regarding this session. It's slightly different. I think so. Last week, you have taken a session about FIEO, and I am having some problem with HSN code. I went to my supplier, and in his GST is showing some other, and in your my product report on your FIEO website, it's showing some other adjacent code. I'm slightly confused. What form it is? Is it a crystal form? Is a powder form, or what? I'm slightly confused in this case.
What is your product? What is your product?
Menthol. Menthol.
Menthol. So
Yeah.
you will be knowing now whether it is you are exporting or you are importing.
No, I'm about to. I'm not exporting yet.
Exporting or importing?
Exporting.
So is it in powder form or what form? Crystalline form.
That's an issue, ma'am, because my suppliers are saying is it comes from the chapter number 30, whereas your reports are saying is 29. It should be 29, and both are they showing it's the crystal form. Both are they saying the crystal form. So I'm slightly
No. What your suppliers, did they say, sir, that it is in crystalline form or is it in the powder form? What did they
He
say?
said crystal.
He said crystal.
Yeah.
And if, then in the Indian trade portal, did you get it under 30 or did you get it under 29?
29.
And they are saying it is up to 30.
Yeah, because they are.
Who is saying that? Your supplier.
Yeah, because I went to also Moradabad to confirm this. There was a seminar also. These people were also saying that it's slightly confusing. Sometimes this is considered as organic chemicals, sometimes considered as pharmaceuticals.
Can you give us a mail? You know our mail IDs, no? Give us a mail with the description of the product.
Okay, I will do that.
We'll do some research on our own and get back to you.
Yeah.
Because in the Indian trade portal, it is this thing HSN codes have been updated. 1st January 2022, there was an updation of HSN code. There were ROTEP rates were updated. All those things have been updated now. If it is coming as a 29 there, it should be not probably 29 only, but it is true. Sometimes there will be no HSN code which is exactly matching the product. So you have to take some nearest product. Nearest HSN code. That happens.
Alright.
Some products will be there which will never, come under the specific HSN code. Then you have to go and search and then take the nearest one which is, similar to that product. It happens like that. But you please give it us. We will also do a research on our with our policy department.
And also, I would say, please share your contact details so I can send the email.
I will give you in the chat if you can find it, my email ID. Anything, please send it here. I will get back to you. My email ID is SOMA, my name, at FIEO, my organization.org.
And one more, I think so it's just a comment you can, feedback you can say. Actually, I really appreciate the work you are doing for exporters, especially for the new exporters. You guys are really helpful for us. But there's a thing I want to say that this session I'm attending, this 9 days workshop I'm attending, and there are a couple of other sessions you are giving also. It's some slightly different, not especially related to this. But I felt like it's quite important for us also, especially for me to watch it. But the problem is that the same timing, like if I want to see some other session, it starts around 3 to 5, and sometimes I miss it. I feel like what to do, because you guys don't give us the videos for this session. Yeah, this lecture, this 9 days program, you will definitely after the program. But what about other programs? So either you change the timing, either or you can give us the video, so it will be helpful, because I'm missing out a lot of things.
Are you from Bangalore, sir, or
No,
South?
I'm from Lucknow.
Lucknow. So, sir, you must be also having this sort of our northern region is in Delhi, and also we have offices in Kanpur, Punjab, Rajasthan. There are so many offices. We have all total 17, I think 18 offices now, all over India. So in the northern region also, they are doing a lot of training programs. So if you can join, and everybody is having a different time. We are in Bangalore. In Bangalore, our exporters prefer this time. So we do it in this time only. We don't do it in the morning. But in South also, in Chennai, they do it in the morning and the evening. They do 1-2 hours in the morning, same day 2 hours in the evening. That also is there. So every office has a different format according to the likings of their own, exporters in that region. So because it is virtual now, everybody can join. So everybody is joining from all over the India. But generally in physical mode, it will be only the Bangalore people who will be joining, or maybe Kochi, and they travel and they stay for, and then we don't do 3 days. We do a full day, 3 days. I mean, not 9 days, 3 days program we do, 3 day or 4 day, full day program we do. So this format of 3 to 5 is going on for last 2 years when the COVID came. Otherwise, we generally do it for morning sessions and morning to evening physical mode. I understand your point. I understand that where you feel that in the 3 to 5, 9 days, the other programs from other regions, you are getting those sessions 3 to 5 only, because FIEO mostly gives program in 3 to 5 slot. So that difficulty, of course, is there, sir. But then these training programs also happens 4 times a year, not every time. Thank
So
you, sir.
in this case, I just suggest you please give us the video or something so we can watch it when we are free.
No, this program, so this certificate program, if you join, we can give you the videos and the recordings and the PPT. But if you don't join a program and you ask for that, it's not fair, right? So
Yeah.
that is all.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for bearing with us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I hope that you will be the program will be fruitful to you. At least
Yes,
that's
really,
it.
it's
That-
really helpful.
that
Whatever you guys doing is just getting enlightened, I would say.
Yeah. But it's good that you interacted with us and told us something. We are happy. We are happy when some participant, give us some issue, some problem, some difficulty, some doubt in his mind, and we can help them. And we are happy that you have suggested us about the timings. We can also think about it in future that we can keep some other time or not, and like that. So on that line, I will just request all of you to be very interactive another 2 days only. And we have banking, which is a very, very important sector again, as sir was explaining the letter of credit and all. So tomorrow we'll have this pre-shipment and post-shipment credit, where the working capitals exporters do not have the money they can't invest all the money they have in setting up a business, and they need some loans. So working capital is needed. How those packing credit, it's called packing credit, how it is taken from the and how it helps even after the proposed shipment, how the credit thing happens. And then FEMA rules. Then this day after tomorrow we have the letter of credit, the Incoterms which are related to banking sector, and the risk and the foreign exchange risk fund, volatility of the foreign exchange. How you can mitigate that? All those things will be there. So another 2 days, please bear with us and be attentive and be regular in the session. And with that, and any query, anytime you can. I have shared my email ID. You can please give me an email ID. Call me up. No problem. Thank you so much. Today we'll sign off now. Thank you so. Thank you, Madam Manjusha, Madam. Thank you so much for joining the session. And I'm sure the exporters or participants here have been benefited by it. Thank you for joining. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Look
Thank you
forward
so
to
much,
more
ma'am, for
sessions.
giving this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank
you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.